All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Loyiso. Um, I greet you all, wherever you are watching this video. You're welcome. Yeah. So we are going to talk about in this video. The topic is actually conquering and managing depression and bipolar. I've identified some key factors that one that suffers from depression needs to know about, to take care, to identify actually before you can apply the remedies. So I believe that if you know the problem and the source of the problem, where it comes from, then you are able to can fix the problem because you know the root where it comes from. Right. So let's start with point number one. In point number one, as I've prepared and noted, that you have to identify the symptoms. Okay, so under identifying the symptoms, identifying in your symptoms, are there any physical symptoms? Physical, I mean by, are you tired? Are you feeling more depressed, oppressed in your head? Are there any weight gain or weight loss? What are the changes physically that you're experiencing? So yeah, you have to note that. And then secondly, spiritual. What are the symptoms that you are experiencing spiritually? Maybe you are hearing voices. Maybe you are seeing some unseen things, by a normal naked eye. A normal person cannot see. Maybe you cannot sleep at night. Hearing voices, battling with evil forces that you may maybe identify in whatever way. So just try to identify those things. And then thirdly, psychologically, how is your mindset? What do you think about? What are you always thinking about? Are you thinking about negative stuff all the time? Bad is going to happen to me. I cannot make it. I failed in life, and all those things. Just try to collect the makeup of your psychological makeup. How is it? Is it good or is it bad? Then fourthly, on that first point, psychiatric. I mean, are there any medications that you are taking psychiatrically? Prescription from doctors, and how are they taking you? Are you having any side effects from them? Are they bad? Are they overwhelming you? So that's the first step, where you now can know and identify the first problems. Remember, we said the first point is that you identified the symptoms. All right. Then secondly, the second point, identify possible causes. What are the possible causes to these symptoms? Okay, now firstly, look in the past. Look at the past. In the past, how did you grow up? In your childhood, were you sort of persecuted? Did you have a low self-esteem? And what was the cause of that low self-esteem? Did they mock you often? How you were treated? How was your psychological background, social background, economic background? Did you have any accidents in the past that maybe can have contributed to your depression and bipolar? And then secondly, on that second point, from external now, you look at the external contributors or causes. These external causes, mostly they are the people who contribute to your life. What are the people saying to you? How do they look at you? How do they view you? Because if you know how the people look at you, if you know how they take you, then you are able to can change that and maybe show them the correct and the right side of you. Right. Thirdly, on that point, from internal now, look internal, look inwards you, look inside of you and try to find out what is it that is making you to stress. What is it that you fear? What is it that is causing you this depression and oppression, what do you worry about? Is it the future? Is it the past? Is it the present? And then lastly, on that second point, you look at the future now. Are you afraid of the future? Are you afraid that you're not going to make it to tomorrow? Are you afraid perhaps that you're going to fail again tomorrow? So look at those things, and what is the cause of you thinking that? Do you think that you don't have an ability to can make it for tomorrow? Once you have identified those problems, then you are able now to can say, okay, these are the problems. Then when you come now, or when we will going to come later with these videos, you're going to identify this is the problem. Then I believe that once you know the problem, then you can fix it. Right. The third point, now you go to investigating from history. You investigate from history. This history, normally it is the past. As we know, history is always the past. Okay, well, there might be a future history. Okay, but now we are not going to dwell much on that. So firstly, on point number 3, investigating from your history. Look at your family background. As I've said just in an introduction from point number 2, family background. How is your family background? What are the rituals that you used to perform? How is your spiritual history of your family? The economic, socio-economic status of your family? In the family, are there any people who have suffered from this depression and bipolar? Could it be inherited, spiritually inherited from somebody in the family? So look at that. Who was that? How closely related that person is to you? Then you can be able maybe to relate and pick up some points there. Okay, how did it happen to that person? Was it maybe because of failing? Was it because of maybe divorce? Was it because of maybe not getting jobs and whatever? Secondly, look at accidents, injuries that you had in your childhood. Did you have any head injuries? Such as in my case, I did have a head injuries while I was 8 years old, I believe. Yeah, I did have a severe head injury. Then I was in hospital for about a week. Yeah. So look at those things. What did those accidents, those injuries cause to your physical being? Your socio-economic impact. That socio-economic impact, how did it affect your life? Was it good? Was it bad? Look at those things. Right. Now, fourthly, you tend to look now before birth. Before birth, you look at mother and father relationship. Before birth, was your mother and father closely related? Were they still together? Were they connected? Did they have any close relationship? Was there any conflicts between your mother and father? So if there were those conflicts, was maybe your mother or your father a cheater? Whilst your mother was pregnant with you, maybe she was worrying a lot that your father doesn't care about her, doesn't give her enough time and all that. So you have to look at those things, because the reason why you must pick up on these things is because the child in the womb, it picks up every emotion that the mother experiences. The environment that the mother finds herself in, the child will also be in that environment. So you have to go back to your mother and father and ask and find out about that relationship, that history. Okay. Fifthly, were there any prophecies before your birth and after your birth? Such as the prophecies, some children before they were born, there are prophecies, people maybe will go to certain people, prophets and sangomas, and then they will ask, then they will tell, no, this child is going to be like this and this and this and this and this and that. And then what were those prophecies saying? Were they speaking good? Were they speaking bad? Because whatever is said about your life before birth and even after birth can have an impact on your life, because you tend to believe that. Right. And lastly, on point Number three, any fears. Are there any fears or phobias, insecurities, inferiorities that you are having? Okay, maybe I'm ugly, my head is skewed, I'm skinny, I'm short, I'm not a giant. Look at those things. What do you fear? Do you fear being around people? Do you have maybe stage fright? You are not able to can speak in front of the people. Look at those things. Right. Then let's go to point number 4, which is the last point. Which is the last point that we are having. Yeah. So now you go to a point now where you identify impact on your daily life and possible future, and on your possible future. Now, number 1, you look on your health. How is it impacting your daily life, your health? And then your mood, you look at your mood. How is it impacting your mood, how you feel, how you treat people? You look at your performance. How are you performing? Are you tired all the day? Are you moody? Do you just snap? Are you always angry? Are you always sad? Those changes. Look at this condition. How is it impacting your life? Then you will know, okay, remember, you are recording now. All these things, you must record them so that you can be able to come and counteract them. Right. Now, ask yourself a question that, how does this make you feel? All of these things that we have mentioned, how do they make you feel? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel bad? Well, let me tell you, if they make you feel good, then you are one step to your deliverance to this depression and bipolar. If they make you feel bad, then you have identified the problems that are causing this bipolar and depression in your life, and now you are going to be able to can counteract and combat them. So now you can also think, are there any solutions that you think of? Surely there must be solutions that you think of. Jot those solutions down, and then now the way forward. Now we're going to go to way forward on our part 2 when we meet in our next video. So the way forward now you have asked yourself and identified how does this make you feel, and now you have identified also some possible solutions that you think of. That is the way forward to our part 2. Folks, let me advise you, the other one thing that is so most important that I have tried in my journey through this depression and bipolar is prayer. Prayer. Pray without ceasing. Pray to God. God delivers. I'm over 2 decades now managing, controlling, and defeating this bipolar and depression through the power of prayer, the faith in God. So this is my advice to you. And folks, I love you very much. Keep on watching our videos. Subscribe to the channel. Just many views. It will not be too much. Remember, too good is not too much. It's just enough. Thank you. See ya.